Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Now, at the bottom of the hour, it's a 4-minute report. We'll keep Gerald with us. We'll get his take on it. Dealing with these black boxes that Progressive Insurance and others are pushing. They want to make them mandatory now to tax you and track you by the mile. They're saying hackers can hack and take you over. Well, Biggs demonstrates how dangerous this is with Leanne McAdoo and, of course, Darren McBreen. And the piece is up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Car hacking, someone dies at the end is the name of the article that has the video. And it's really high production quality. McBreen has outdone himself with Joe Biggs being blown up in the car. It's History Channel quality stuff. And I'm just so proud of the crew.
Joe Biggs here with Infowars.com. Now, back in 2011, we wrote an article here at Infowars talking about the Progressive Auto Insurance dongle, the Snapshot. Now, what that is a device you plug into your car that allows Progressive to see whether or not you are a safe driver. It monitors your speed, your braking habits, all of that good stuff, and it sends the information back to them and lets them know if they should lower your insurance or not. Well, here we are, 2015. And we now know, based off of Forbes and the Hacker News, that this is a device that can be easily hacked into. They can stop your brakes, accelerate your car, and do pretty much whatever. Now, we all know the incident that happened with my friend Michael Hastings, where his car just shot down the road, exploded, hit a tree. This is something that we live in now, a digital age. We are now at a point where almost every car is able to be hacked into because we have these computer systems inside it. Now they're trying to get you to plug a device into your car that will actually allow hackers to get into it. So just a few days after Michael Hastings died, I received in the mail from Progressive Auto Insurance, because that's who I had at the time, was this box that said the Snapshot. Open it up and it says plug it in your car and get your insurance rate lowered. Well, I threw that away because I was disgusted by the fact of what just happened to my friend. I didn't trust anything being put into my car. But wonder what would happen if I hadn't thrown that away and I actually plugged that device into my car.
Hey, what you looking at?
What's going on?
Well, you look like you're here to save some money on your car insurance.
Yeah, I don't know what I should get. I was checking the Snapshot thing out. What do you mean? What do you know about it?
Well, basically you just need to agree to let us track all of your movements. This will just easily plug into your car. We'll track your movements, upload it online. Probably the cloud will be really helpful, so we can just kind of see if you're a safe driver.
Well, I saw in a Forbes article that these things could be hacked. Do you know anything about that?
Forbes? Huh, I don't think so.
Is it safe?
Very safe and effective.
Well, I guess I'll go with this. It seems like a good thing to try.
You're making the right decision.
Sweet.
And sure enough, he had a big story on CIA corruption coming out. He was in contact with WikiLeaks and was about to do a big data dump. And the official WikiLeaks has come out and said they talked to him 1 hour before his car blew up. And he said, the FBI's after me. They're investigating me. We've got to hurry up and get this done. Well, they got you done. And the police instantly said no foul play, which is always suspicious. The engine got blown down the road. Witnesses said the car caught on fire and blew up driving down the street.
Yes, I have the target now. No, it isn't the ringleader. It's codename Little Biggs. Yes, the target is in a vehicle. Do I have the go-ahead to terminate? Roger, standing by for clearance. Roger that. Termination is a go. Cutting brakes. Disabling airbags. Accelerating car to a high speed. The target is no longer a threat. One down, 5 to go.
That report is up on Infowars.com. It's very powerful. It deserves to get millions of views. It needs to. Car hacking, someone dies at the end is the name of the video. We're going to retweet it, Facebook it. Please put it on your Twitter, your Facebook, because all of the appliances in your house, everything the government admits is to be controlled and surveil you. Samsung has come out and said their televisions are watching and listening to you. So, quote, watch what you have to say. Gerald Celente, I want to get into trends here with you. And, of course, trendsresearch.com. And I want to break that down and then take some calls. But hearing that report, and folks can go to the site and see it. It's more powerful if you see it. This is really what's going on. And we believe, and we went to California to investigate, that Hastings was basically hacked and driven into the tree. We talked to his family and others. He was running for his life from the feds and a Homeland Security counterterrorism force. He was involved in secret operations. He was probably CIA. We talked to his wife, who thought he'd been probably killed. Joe Biggs knew her, went to the funeral. He was good friends with Hastings. And then she changed her whole story. But regardless, the technology itself to surveil and tax us by the mile, and now it's all being announced. Are we stupid enough to let this happen, Gerald Celente?
Well, we're not, but most people are. And it just goes back to what you were talking about with the vaccinations. How would that woman on Fox say something to the effect that, you know, this is a time when you should listen to Big Brother? So fear and hysteria are very easy sales to make. And it goes back to the Brian Williams. It goes back to propaganda. So there are people like us, and that's why they attack people like you and me, because we don't take their baloney or buy their BS, and we can't be paid off. We say what we believe and what we think is factual rather than sucking up and selling their lies. So I think the majority of Americans will gladly buy it because, quote, they're going to protect us and make us safe. Just like with this vaccination thing. By the way, here's a story that no one's talking about in the news. I started going back and looking up some old research. I remember when they were selling estrogen for women, hormone replacements. You're getting into menopause? We got a solution for you. And they kept selling this nonstop. And anyone that came out against it, they were branded just like they're branding people now that don't want to inoculate a tiny little baby that comes out of the mother's womb after being in there for 9 months and then shooting it up with his whole array of unknown toxins and saying it's okay.
Yeah, where's the common sense? I mean, any idiot knows that's not smart.
They did the same thing with estrogen. Then when they found out that it did everything to kill women that they said they were going to save them with, they hardly talked about it. I wrote about this in detail back in 2002.
I remember when it all came out that estrogen had given millions of women cancer.
Yes, but and remember how those same little low-life people on NBC, CBS, ABC, the Cartoon News Network, CNN, went after everyone that said that these were dangerous to women's health. And then when they were proven to be dangerous, not a peep from the prostitutes. So again, the biggest story is, going back to the hacking, is it's a takeover. It's the top story in the Trends Journal. The grand manipulation. By the way, that's written by Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, of course you know, on your show, former Assistant Treasury Secretary under Ronald Reagan. This is a complete takeover. The government has been taken over. The multinationals are in charge. This is a conspiracy theory. Oh, how about that Trans-Pacific Partnership that nobody's talking about, huh? Isn't that a nice one?
Well, that's what's frustrating, is that it's all out in the open. They don't even hide it anymore.
Because people, smartphones, how about dumb phones? How about all this technology has made people even less connected because their minds are going into so many different directions that they're not paying attention to the facts. It's easy to manipulate the masses now more than ever. By the way, the French have just proven they're as stupid as Americans. And I could give you the proof. Go back to before 9/11. George Bush just gets elected. He's only in office, what, about 8 months? His popularity is going below 50% after just getting elected. 9/11 happens. Man, the imbecile in chief became a brilliant guy. Go look what happened over there in France. Hollande's popularity rating was 12%. Now, with that attack over there, it's pushing up over 50%. People buy propaganda really quickly, and now that they're in control of all these different elements that wire us together, their power is even greater. And that's why they try to, Media Matters. Media Matters for this. They're a wasted organization. All they do is pump the Democratic BS baloney and attack anyone that attacks their little boys and girls.
The globalist social engineers are not just targeting us with propaganda. They are manipulating our genetics. We are being targeted at every level by estrogen mimickers that lower our testosterone and other hormones and natural compounds that the body needs. After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic super male vitality formula sourced from powerful organic herbs and then concentrated for maximum potency. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. Super Male Vitality by Infowars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose. For a limited time, we are offering 15% off Super Male Vitality at InfoWarsLife.com to introduce you to this powerful supplement. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality. InfoWarsLife.com.